celebrating because we got some great news. Last Friday, the Supreme Court ruled that same-sex marriage is a constitutional right. I know the news is super exciting, and if you're anything like me, you're still celebrating. So I thought in honor of this historic ruling, I'd put together a fresh party look to try out. Without further ado, here's my same-sex marriage makeup tutorial. Let's start with primer. You're going to want to lay a nice foundation for your look. I'm using Bye Bye Doma. In 2013, the Supreme Court struck down Section 3 of the Defense of Marriage Act, making federal benefits available to same-sex couples. Some federal agencies allotted the benefits based on the state in which you got married, while others based eligibility on where you and your partner eventually settled. With Bye Bye Doma, your mileage is a little bit limited. It's a great start for sure, but you're going to want to follow it up with something with better coverage. Next up is foundation. I'm so excited to use this foundation because it just came out last week. It's called Obergefell v. Hodges, and it's brought to us by one of my favorite brands, the 14th Amendment. So spread it evenly over your face, covering everything equally. Imagine your face is like every American citizen, and foundation is the right to express your love through state-recognized matrimony. Now for concealer, I have some discoloration and I'm a little prone to breakouts, so I do like to use a little bit of concealer. You're just going to want to dab your concealer over the spots where primer and foundation just weren't enough. Think of these spots as like Ohio, or like Michigan, or like Georgia, or any of the other states where same-sex marriage was explicitly banned by law until last week. Because in the end, they're a part of your face. And if the vast majority of your face is covered by Obergefell v. Hodges, they're gonna have to get properly covered too. Now, the next step, I know I really shouldn't have, but I splurged and bought a new palette. I like this palette because it literally has all the colors. It's like a rainbow, if you will. And they're all living together in perfect harmony in one palette. And this palette is called Yes! Yes! Yes, 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 yes! So next up is eyeliner. I'm using a liquid brand called Inclusion. Now when I'm applying this, I like to use short, quick little lines to get it done. Kind of like you're slowly chipping away at the otherness bubble society puts around same-sex couples. If you keep practicing with Inclusion every single day, eventually it'll be difficult to remember why it was so hard to include everybody in the first place. Finally, for lips, I'm using a neutral gloss called Huge Step. This is a huge step for equality, and it's totally worth celebrating. But this doesn't mean that our fight for equal rights is over. We need to continue to fight against socialized and internalized homophobia. And we need to advocate for the recognition of all identities and orientations in the LGBTQIA family. We also need to make sure that there are explicit protections in place so that all newlyweds can enjoy married life without fear of things like losing their jobs or having a lease terminated on their home. All of this is really important to keep in mind while we celebrate this most recent win for equality. But that doesn't mean we shouldn't celebrate a little. Thanks so much to Cosmopolitan.com for teaming up with me on this video. If you liked it, you can subscribe to my channel, youtube.com/MeganMckay, for a new sketch like this one every single week. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!